Hey guys, and welcome to another beta video. So today we are doing Spyro Year of the Dragon. So this is, I believe, to be a mid-beta, just from what I can tell by looking online, doing a little bit of research and comparing this game to the retail version of Spyro Year of the Dragon. Now, there are going to be quite a few things that we are going to notice that is going to be different, as in all the videos that I do. Mostly pot and gem placements in this Spyro game are going to be different. We're going to see small level design changes, a few colorization differences, and generally text, general advice, and just a few things that are just going to be different. I will point out throughout the video. Now, what I will be doing is I will be going to Seashell Shore first, Molten Crater, and then Skate Park, because that's how I went through the levels in the retail version, just to try and compare them to this beta video here. Now, this isn't the only Spyro Year of the Dragon demo that I have. I do have another one, which I believe is later on in the development of the game. But anyway, let's get started with Seashell Shore. So, before we even start the game, I do want to point out a few differences on the main menu, which I will point out. So, as we can see here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but my mouse is hovering over the top right-hand corner of the screen. As you can see, those are the eggs. That's the egg counter that we see there. Now, for some reason, in this beta, it is green, and it's going a lot more fast than usual, but obviously in the retail version they're white. What's funny though is that in this beta version, even when you do get eggs, they are white, so they're not green, which is rather fascinating. The font as well on the main menu is also slightly more blurred, but obviously in the retail version it is more sharp. Anyway, let's just go speak to this guy.
While I was gone, my friends borrowed the Rhinox submarine, and then they took it for a joyride, and then they smashed it into a big pile of rocks. Oddly enough, the Rhinox failed to see the humor in the story and stuffed my friends in the jail behind you.
So, another thing to point out with the font here is that the font is a lot more sharper in the retail version compared to this beta version. One thing that's really weird, and obviously what's really bizarre, is that the Rhinox name in the retail version isn't capitalized, even though in the beta version it is, which is really strange. But anyway, so one thing I do want to point out with this enemy is that this enemy, well, he's done it now, but this enemy here has a difficulty trying to target you. It's very strange. It's like his AI doesn't work properly. Rather fascinating. Killing enemies on this level gives you 1 gem, where in the retail version it gives you 2, so it gives you a green gem. It's also the same with these pots as well. These pots give you 1 gem, but in the retail version they give you 2. So they're supposed to give you 2 like that, but those up there give you 1, which is rather strange. So it's all a bit of a mix in the beta version. The octopuses are the same. And also smashing these shells here, or these hermit crab shells, also give you 1 in the beta, where in the retail version they give you 2. Let's kill this Rhinox. There we go. Okay, so let's get into this area here. So as you can see, that guy shot me instantly, where the other Rhinox were supposed to, which is rather odd. As I said at the start of the video, you will see different gem placements. Obviously, Sparks picked up 1 gem there, but there is supposed to be a 5 purple gem here, which is rather interesting. I don't know why they change up the gem placement. It's rather weird, but hey ho, I mean, it's up to them really, I guess. But still, there is a lot of gem and pot placements which are very different compared to the retail version. Another thing to point out as well is that the music in this level is different. Now this music is obviously the same as the main menu as we were experiencing. So that's rather interesting. I don't know why. Maybe it's because to save up on space, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, so, in this area as well, in the beta version that we're playing on right now, there are pots here, whereas in the retail version there are actually gems instead. Which is rather interesting. It's like I said, pot placements are definitely different. Now, in the retail version, I believe Zoe there was supposed to speak to you, but in this version, she actually just zaps you to save your progression in the game.
If you want a quick summary of your progress in a world, you can press the select button to open the Atlas page for the world you are in.
Just checking if there is... okay, yeah, just checking my notes quickly. Sorry about that. Let's go get these pots. So, yeah, again, killing... so that's the first enemy... Well, not the first enemy, but that's the first land enemy we got across. Killing him gives you 2 gems instead of the 1 that we saw there. Obviously there's an egg there, we'll get it very quickly. I'm just going to collect these pots because I'm a completionist, kind of. There we go. Okay, so this is the first egg we're going to come across. Now, as you can hear and as you can see, the sound for collecting eggs is different, and also the name for that dragon was different. This one was called Kiefer. I don't know what the other one in the retail is called, but I do know for a fact that all the baby dragon names are differently named in this beta compared to the retail. Now, in the retail version, I believe you're supposed to get 5 gems for killing these barrel throwers, as I call them. Which is rather funny, actually. But obviously, in this version, you get 1 gem for killing them. Open that up. There we go. Cool. Right, we got some more hermit crabs. There we go. Hermit crabs, just enemies. Okay. Okay, so, here we go again with some more barrel throwers. Like I said, in the retail version, it's supposed to give you 5 gems instead of the 1 that we're getting right now. Nothing different in terms of level design in this version of the game. Really nothing at all. The only kind of level design difference we're going to see is in the next level, which would be Molten Crater, which we will be playing later on. Okay, so there is slight differences with this conversation or this text that you get here. Zoe does say something differently in retail, which is is quite interesting. I don't know exactly what she says, but in this version she does say something different. Also, one thing you're going to notice is that there is actually symbols for the buttons you're supposed to press. So as you can see, it says press triangle. In the retail version, it actually has a triangle symbol relating to the symbol on your controller, obviously.
You can hover to get more distance when gliding. Just press the triangle button at the end of your glide.
Which is rather interesting, actually. It's nice that they added that in, so to say, because obviously it makes it a lot easier to look at, if that makes sense. So we got some more. There it is here. Anyway, so we are going to do Sheila's level now. There is a carry-on of this level, which is, I believe it's over there somewhere or down there where Spyro is facing towards. We will go there, but for now we're going to do Sheila's level. There are a few differences in terms of text.
Oh, hi, Spyro. Some of my seal friends are trying to take down a Rhinoc fortress. I'm about to go and lend a foot. I love the smell of singed Rhinoc in the morning.
Nothing's different with Sheila's text there, or speech. So she's completely different. Yet again, the music is the same, whereas in the retail version, the music is different. Just take that out. There we go.
Hi, Sheila. The Rhinocs have built a fortress on our beach, and we're gonna blow it to smithereens. We just need you to take out all the turrets for us. We're lighting the bomb now. Just make sure to stop all those turrets before the fuse runs out, okay?
So, there's one thing I will do for this part of the level. I do want to intentionally fail, because I do want to show you a difference that the text has and what Snappy the Seal says when you fail. So I'm going to do that very quickly. I'm just going to make sure that I die quickly and lose a life. There we go. There we go. Okay, maybe not. There we go.
Ow! That really smarts! No problem, though. We've got more bombs!
So, when you fail... when you fail an attempt trying to do this challenge, in the retail version, Snappy Seal doesn't say this.
Ready to try stomping the turrets again?
But all he says is this line instead that we see now, which is rather interesting.
Ready to try stomping the turrets again?
So
Yippee!
it's
I'll light the fuse on the next bomb!
it's very interesting. Like I said, the differences in this retail, well, in this version, it is rather interesting to say the least. So yeah, it's very, like I said, it's very weird how they change up the text, but hey ho. More differences the better, really. The more interesting the video gets. Let's try and not fail this challenge. There we go. God damn it. And we've completed it. Now, there is one thing I do want to point out. Outside of this fort here, in the retail version, there are purple gems instead of the green ones we see in this beta version.
Wow! I can't believe I last! It's a good thing I kept this egg nice and safe in my pocket.
Dialogue is the same with Snappy the Seal here, but the name for this dragon is different.
Oh, I can't believe I...
Anyway, so let's get out of here, shall we? So, like I said before, there really isn't a lot of major differences that we see here. There are a few changes though that can kind of spice up the game a little bit. Obviously sound effects and whatnot. It was like the same with the first Spyro game that we did differences on. Well, I did anyway. We noticed that there were differences in terms of how things were done and whatnot. Now, from what I know, there are the same amount of enemies in this version as there are in the retail version, so no differences there whatsoever. Now, we are first going to go down here to save another dragon. Save him as well.
My plan worked! That dumb octopus dropped the jail key while he was shaking me. Now I can free my friends!
Okay, so yet again we're going to get another
Oh, I forgot to tell
egg?
you. One of the Rhinocs had this egg in his lunchbox.
And yet again the name for the dragon is different.
The Rhinocs had this egg in his lunchbox.
Like I said before, all the names for the dragons are going to be different, which is rather interesting. So let's go up here and let's do this part of the level. This is rather interesting.
We had a dragon egg for you, but we used it to test our ultra-high-speed super fluidity tunnel. The good news is that it made it to the end of the tunnel without a scratch. The bad news is that there's no way to get it back out now.
So, yeah, again, dialogue's the same, so we don't really need to look at that. Now, I may need to do this a few times, so if I do fail this quite a few times, what I will do is I will skip to where I actually do it, because yeah, see, I'm going to fail it. I probably won't skip it now, but if I fail this again, I will probably skip it to the very end. So I gotta be on my game here. Hey, I did it second time.
This egg has surprisingly good fluid dynamic characteristics. From now on, all of our submarines will be egg-shaped.
So yeah, again we get another egg, Basil. The name is different, yeah, again.
This egg has surprisingly good fluid dynamic.
All the dragons look the same, by the way. The dragons aren't different at all. Color-wise, the animation, all the same. There's no difference whatsoever. Also, like in the tabloid version of the first Spyro game that we did, there really isn't any different voice actors either, which is rather interesting, because obviously, as we saw in the tabloid version of that first Spyro game that we did, we saw that the dragons that we saved had different voice actors, which is rather interesting. Really surprising.
Pluto the Rhinoc has challenged us to a naval battle. Our speedboat versus his nuclear shark submarine. If we win, we get the dragon egg he's guarding. If we lose, we have to spend a month in KP.
I don't know what KP is.
What do you say? Do you want to take on Pluto? Okay, good luck.
Yet again, the dialogue is the same, which is good, to say at least. Now, last time, fuck's sake! This is the first time I failed it on camera. No, damn it.
Pluto the Rhinoc is...
Yeah. Let's go. Let's do it again. I got a bit too close to him. My bad. God damn it. I need to stop being so quick about this. Fuck! Sorry for swearing. And I got him. There we go.
Wow! That's the first time Pluto has ever lost! You got a lot of talent for someone so purple.
So Jail or Joel, yeah, again, dragon name is completely different. One thing that me and my partner noticed when we were doing this was that the dragon names seem more complicated in the retail, well, in this beta version, this demo version, whereas in retail they're a lot more simplified, like Jesse and Henry, and only a few you know, dragons have really complicated names. So I'm going to show this quickly. Oh no, maybe not. It's just the ending to that level. So yeah, now we're going to move on to Molten Crater, and I'll see you guys there.